Okay, year sevens, can I get eyes and ears facing this way? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, excellent. So today, we've got a fun sport that I love very much. The most popular sport in the world. Does anyone know what it is? Can you take a guess? Yes, soccer, that is correct. Considering it's the most popular sport in the world, do we have any budding soccer players in here? Anyone who's played before? Can I get hands up? Awesome, seeing a few hands. Good to have some experts in here. You guys can help me out throughout the lesson today. So, what do we think is one of the most important aspects or skills in soccer, or any team sport for that matter? Yeah, passing. Passing is exactly right. That's exactly what I was thinking. So this lesson is all going to be about passing. Why is passing important, do you think? We can find out teammates, yes. Helps us score, exactly right. What about what happens if our team has the ball and the other team doesn't have the ball? If we're passing around, keeping the ball, what can't the other team do? They can't score, can they? Yep, exactly right. So now that we know the importance of passing in soccer, I'll just give you a quick demonstration on how to pass a soccer ball. So there's 3 steps to this. Step 1 is to plant your non-kicking foot next to the ball. Step 2 is to use the inside of your foot, not your toes, not your laces, not the outside of your foot, the inside of your foot to strike the ball. And then step 3 is to follow through. So you've got plant, inside of your foot, follow through. Okay, awesome. So just another quick one. If I am passing to Luke 1 meter away from me, just here, do you think it would be wise for me to run up and just smash it into him? No, why not? What could happen? He could get injured, he could get hurt. Yeah, exactly right. We're not trying to injure or hurt anyone at all today. We're focusing on the fundamentals of passing. So let's make sure that we're not being silly or brash and just, really focusing on the technique of passing. All right. So we'll move on now. We'll get our first game of the day going. As you can see, there are cones set up all around the oval. Just here, I've got a set in front of me. This is a gate, and the aim of the game is you'll be in partners, and you'll be passing through the gate to your partner to receive it. Once they receive the ball, and the ball has successfully travelled through the gate, that will be 1 point, right? But you can't kick through the same gate multiple times in a row, so you'll have to be moving around and moving around to receive for your partner, just like you would in a real game of soccer. You have to create space to create opportunities, right? Yeah, cool. So if there's multiple teams at the same gate, don't worry about it too much, just try and work around them. If balls collide with each other and they miss the gate, then you don't score. That's all right, just receive the ball again and keep trying. We'll go for 5 minutes. So cool, everyone partner up, grab a ball and get out there. Cool, James, very nice work. I love the way that you're planting your foot as a reference point and then following through. You look really good, mate. Well done. Amber, nice work. Using the inside of your foot, those kicks are so straight. Awesome work, awesome work. All right, that's 5 minutes, guys. Can I get you all to come back in quickly? Awesome, eyes and ears facing this way. Excellent. Can I just get everyone to leave the balls on the ground? Don't touch them so we're not distracted. Cool, all right. So, what do we think worked well for us then? How are we achieving some accurate passes? Yep, we were using the inside of our foot and following through. Awesome, awesome. How did we score a lot of points in this game? By passing through the cones, yes, I know, but how did we achieve that? How are you getting to cones faster? Right, you were running to the cone, yeah, making space as you would in a real game, yeah, yeah. Awesome, really good, guys. So next time we go out, we'll just have to really focus on making space for each other and keep our skills really strong and continue using those same 3 steps, right? Plant the foot, inside of the foot, follow through. All right, cool. This is the second part of my micro-teaching folio for EDPE299 Assessment Task 1. In this video, I will be describing the communication strategies I use to advance student learning in video 1. I will then provide reasoning and justification for the choice and integration of these strategies with relevant peer-reviewed sources to support. In terms of verbal tools I explained the skill in 3 clear and easy steps, which I reiterated multiple times throughout the instruction with age-appropriate language. I also used questioning to engage thinking and paused after these questions to invite responses. For example, when I asked, "Why do you think passing is important?" This was later extended to get the students to think more tactically about how they achieved more accurate passes and how they could score more points. Feedback was specific and positive, and finally my voice was projected when recalling the group to ensure clarity and presence. Non-verbally, I supported my verbal instruction with gestures such as pointing to the inside of my foot when demonstrating and planting my foot quite hard on the ground to maintain attention. My body language was open throughout the video. I maintained eye contact with the group and positioned myself so that all students could see and hear. While the game was running, I circulated around the oval, providing proximity support and monitoring. My use of questioning scaffolded student learning along Bloom's taxonomy. Initial questions like "Why is passing important?" developed conceptual understanding of possession, while tactical prompts such as "How do you think you could score more points this time?" encouraged higher order thinking and problem solving. This is an example of purposeful questioning, which enhances tactical awareness and improves decision making in games. Breaking down the skill into 3 steps reduced cognitive load, enabling students to focus on manageable chunks of information. So planting the foot, hitting with the side of the foot, and following through reflects Rosenstein's principles of instruction, which highlight the importance of step-by-step explanations and Bender's social learning theory, which shows that modeling and guided practice are powerful for learning motor skills. The specific positive feedback that I gave to James and Amber reinforced learning by identifying exactly what was performed well, which aligns with self-determination theory. Feedback that builds competence and acknowledges effort is linked to increased motivation and persistence, especially in physical education settings. Nonverbal communication also supported diverse learners with gestures, demonstrations, and strategic pauses, providing multiple means of representation and interpretation. This benefits students who may have literacy difficulties, are EAL students, or who learn best through visual and kinesthetic cues. Finally, the gate passing activity exemplified teaching games for understanding pedagogy. Rather than using isolated drills, students encountered a tactical problem, which linked to maintaining possession and finding space. Small-sided games like this are supported in PE research as they create more ball contacts, increase engagement, and develop both tactical and technical skills in authentic contexts. By embedding the passing skill within a game-based challenge, students were encouraged to think about why the skill is important and not just how to perform it. This approach promoted decision-making, communication, and teamwork while still reinforcing the fundamentals of passing. Furthermore, teaching games for understanding has been shown to increase student motivation and inclusivity as it allows for active participation and peer learning across a wide range of abilities.
This is the third part of my micro-teaching folio for EDPE299 Assessment Task 1. In this video, I will reflect on how I made or would make adjustments to cater for students from diverse backgrounds. I will explain the needs and barriers of 3 specific learner groups, describe the adjustments I would make for them, and then reflect on what I have learnt and how I will improve in future practice. Firstly, a student with reduced mobility may require additional support to perform the passing skill in soccer. To counteract this, I would provide more suitable equipment, such as a lighter ball or maybe increasing the width of the cone gate, cater for their needs. This would support equitable participation while still focusing on the skill of passing, as adapting equipment and modifying the task enables meaningful engagement. A student who is learning English as an additional language may find it difficult to hear and therefore understand instructions, particularly if the class is being held outside. To aid these students, I use non-verbal demonstrations and gestures, such as pointing to the side of my foot to ensure students were able to follow along. I also encouraged peer support by suggesting that there were some experts in my class who could help clarify instructions. This aligns with Vygotsky's zone of proximal development, as peer scaffolding can help EAL students understand information that they may not have been able to otherwise understand. This reduced literacy demand for these students. I also considered students with diverse cognitive abilities who may experience difficulties processing information and remembering it. So to support these learners, I broke the passing skill down into 3 simple steps and consistently reinforced this with demonstrations and repetition whilst pairing the instructions with clear gestures. This explicit modelling would have guided learning and is supported by Rosenshine's principle of instruction. In this lesson, I made specific adjustments to ensure that literacy and numeracy requirements were met. In terms of literacy demands, verbal instructions and tactical questioning were supported by simplifying language so that it was age appropriate. This was paired with visual demonstration and gestural cues to reduce reliance on written or complex verbal literacy to ensure understanding for diverse learners. Numeracy skills were embedded through a point scoring system in the gate passing game, requiring students to count the number of successful passes they made through the gates. As they were in pairs, students would have been encouraged to collaboratively count the number of successful passes they made during the 5 minutes. From undertaking this task, I have learnt that inclusive teaching in PE requires deliberate planning to ensure that the needs of diverse students are met. I recognise that while I address some learner needs, I did not fully cater to the wide range of diverse students who may be present in my future classes. For example, I still need to consider students from low SES backgrounds who might not be confident in their own abilities or might not have much experience in team sport, or students with sensory differences who may struggle in outdoor environments. This shows me that I need to broaden my plan